Asheville, North Carolina, where the coffee's strong, the leaves are stronger, and every third person is either starting a podcast or fermenting something in their basement. It's early autumn, that golden stretch of days where flannel becomes both fashion and philosophy. You can smell pumpkin spice from 4 blocks away and regret from the local gym. And inside a small craftsman-style house on Maplewood Drive, Ethan Parker is attempting something dangerous. Ethan isn't a chef, not professionally, not even hobby level. He's the kind of guy who measures success by not setting off the smoke detector before noon. But today is different. Because today, he's preparing his entry for the annual Asheville Fall Harvest Cook-Off, a neighborhood event so competitive that one woman once allegedly bribed a judge with a pumpkin pie, accidentally laced with bourbon. Ethan's plan, an ambitious hybrid between North Carolina pulled pork and Mexican mole, a fusion he calls Smoky Southern Soul. Ethan's kitchen looks like an HGTV dream, if HGTV was sponsored by Chaos. There's a pork shoulder on the counter, half an onion crying for help, a suspicious number of spice jars, and one overconfident man in an apron that says, "I like big buns and I cannot lie." Ethan's been up since 6 a.m., researching recipes, watching YouTube chefs with suspiciously good lighting, and convincing himself that winging it is a legitimate culinary strategy. He's even got a notebook filled with scribbles like smoky plus sweet equals emotional depth, and if sauce fails right pointing arrow just smile. Janine. Ethan Parker, I brought banana bread. Ah yes, Janine Walker, next door neighbor, retired teacher, part-time gossip engine. She enters homes the way a sitcom character enters the stage, loudly, warmly, and usually uninvited. Ethan opens the door, flour on his face like war paint. Ethan, Janine, you're my guardian angel. Janine, I know, sweetie. You look like a man about to commit a felony against food. She steps in, scans the counter. Janine, oh, Lord. Are you experimenting again? Ethan, not experimenting, innovating. Translation, he's about to destroy his kitchen and possibly part of Western cuisine. The oil crackles like a warning. Ethan tosses in onions, garlic, and a pinch of overconfidence. Every great disaster starts with good intentions and bad timing. Calvin, bro, you ready for tomorrow? Ethan, ready, I was born for this. He was not. Ethan glances at the recipe again. Adds cocoa powder, too much. Then chili, even more. Then molasses, because sweetness brings depth. The result? A mixture that looks like something brewed in a villain's cauldron. If taste had a color, this would be regret brown. Ethan slides the pot into the oven, sets the timer, and wipes his hands dramatically, like a man who just defused a bomb. Then, as he turns, his elbow knocks over a glass bowl. It shatters. And there it is, the first casualty of war. He sighs, picks up the shards, and mutters, Ethan, okay. Minor loss. Spirits remain high. At that exact moment, the smoke detector beeps once. Then again. Then, full alarm. You can measure a cook's progress by how quickly their smoke alarm learns their name. Ethan opens every window. Autumn air rushes in, crisp, golden, judgmental. Neighbors walk dogs, sip coffee, and glance curiously at the smoke puffing out of Ethan's kitchen window like a steam engine from 1910. In a town where people post pictures of their breakfast like it's fine art, failure is not an option. It's a community event. The sauce is evolving. Thicker, darker, weirder. Ethan tastes it. His eyes widen. Ethan, oh no, oh yes, oh, maybe no. It's that moment when your taste buds file a complaint, but your pride rejects the claim. He adds honey, then hot sauce, then a splash of coffee. When in doubt, caffeine it out. It's Lila Gomez, owner of the town's café, Grounded Glazed. She's holding a small box of pastries. Lila, hey, neighbor. I heard your smoke alarm from across the street. Thought you might need sugar therapy. Ethan, you're a lifesaver. Come in, ignore everything burning. She walks in, takes one look at the pot, and smirks. Lila, that looks experimental. Experimental, the polite southern word for, are you sure that's edible? Ethan, I call it Smoky Southern Soul. Lila, I call it an insurance claim waiting to happen. They laugh. Ethan, flustered but determined, insists she try a spoonful. She does. Pauses. Raises an eyebrow. Lila, that's definitely food. She's lying, but in the kind way people lie to toddlers and people holding hot sauce. The light softens. Golden leaves tumble past the window. Ethan looks tired, messy, proud, like a man who just fought a kitchen war and lost honorably. There's something noble about trying and failing, especially when you fail loudly enough that half the block smells it. He looks at the clock. The cook-off is tomorrow. He stares at the pot, thick, dark, and possibly sentient. Then, quietly to himself, Ethan, okay, plan B. Ethan scrolling, how to fix bitter sauce, on his phone. Mixing in peanut butter, adds creaminess. Accidentally dropping a chunk of dark chocolate in. Stirring, sniffing, thinking. When disaster strikes, genius sometimes wears the face of desperation, and smells faintly of burnt onions. He tastes it, stops, tilts his head. And for the first time all day, something tastes right. A strange, smoky, nutty sweetness, like barbecue met Mexican street food and decided to fall in love. He writes it down, add chocolate plus peanut butter equals magic. By midnight, Ethan Parker has gone from culinary criminal to accidental inventor. He doesn't know it yet, but he's just created a brand new dish. And tomorrow, when the whole town gathers for the cook-off, Asheville's about to learn that sometimes, the best recipes are the ones that fail spectacularly first. Morning in Asheville, a place where even the clouds look like they've had artisanal espresso. The fall harvest cook-off, the event of the season. You can feel the tension in the air, and the faint smell of burnt cinnamon from whoever overachieved with dessert. Over 50 locals gather in the town square, wrapped in flannel and optimism. Kids dart between stalls, retirees guard their chili pots like family secrets, and the mayor rehearses his speech out loud to absolutely no one. And somewhere among them, Ethan Parker, clutching a slow cooker that may or may not contain redemption. There's a banner flapping in the crisp breeze, 2020's annual Asheville Fall Harvest Cook-Off. Booths line the main street, red and white checkered tables, homemade signs, and enough crockpots to power a small city. The town takes this event seriously. Last year's winner was a 12-year-old who made gluten-free corn dogs and a PowerPoint presentation about them. Ethan's setup, modest, nervous, and smelling like smoky chocolate barbecue. The sign reads, Smoky Southern Soul version 2.0 unplanned but proud. Calvin entering dramatically with a folding chair. Bro, if this doesn't win, I'm starting a petition. Ethan, please don't. The last time you started a petition we had goats on Main Street for a week. Calvin Brooks, the kind of friend who shows up late, loud, and weirdly supportive. He dips a spoon in the sauce, tastes it, pauses. Calvin, dude, that's actually incredible. Like barbecue and dessert had a beautiful baby. Ethan, you're not just saying that. Calvin, bro, I've never complimented anything without sarcasm before. I'm scared. Local families start wandering by. Kids peek curiously. Someone says, what's that smell? And not in the bad way this time. There's something magnetic about success that wasn't planned. It smells like authenticity and slightly burnt molasses. Ethan ladles small portions into paper cups, handing them out like peace offerings. Middle-aged man takes a bite, blinks twice, smiles. Teenager whispers, is that chocolate? Retiree nods approvingly like a judge in a food court of destiny. Lila, I came for breakfast. Looks like I found dinner. Ethan, you're early for the judging panel. She gives a mischievous smirk. Lila, who told you I'm judging? Ethan, Janine, right after telling me I'd die single if I didn't learn to fold laundry. Lila laughs. That sounds like her. Well, you didn't hear it from me. But this might just surprise everyone. Ethan doesn't know it yet, but his accidental fusion, smoky chocolate barbecue with a peanut butter twist, is about to become the talk of the town. He watches as the line for his booth grows. People are laughing, taking photos, even asking for the recipe he doesn't actually have written down. Mayor Dan Harlan taps the mic. Mayor Dan, all right folks. Another delicious year, another glorious excuse to loosen our belts. Crowd cheers. Mayor Dan, we've tasted everything from chili to vegan brisket, still not sure how that's legal, and now, it's time for the results. Every heart in the square beats a little faster. Ethan's included. His dish sits empty, the best possible sign, but doubt still lingers like yesterday's smoke. Lila, and the winner of this year's Fall Harvest Cook-Off is, dramatic pause. Smoky Southern Soul, by Ethan Parker. There it is, the sweet sound of redemption. Served with a side of disbelief. Ethan's jaw drops. Lila grins at him, raising the ribbon. He laughs. That half-disbelieving, half-relieved kind of laugh that says, I can't believe disaster turned into dessert. Some people find success by following a plan. Ethan Parker found his by spilling coffee into a pot of regret. Neighbors congratulate him. Janine hugs him proudly, nearly knocking the ribbon off. Janine, see, sweetie. Failure's just life preheating the oven. And in a weird, baked good kind of way, she's right. Calvin pats Ethan's shoulder. Calvin, man, I told you. Genius. Ethan, no, you told me to add bacon. Calvin, still counts. Later that night, Ethan sits in Lila's café. Small, warm, string lights above, local art on the walls. A group of regulars chat nearby, sipping pumpkin lattes like autumn royalty. Lila handing him a mug. On the house. The first cup for Asheville's newest legend. Ethan smiling, I think I'll retire undefeated. Lila, or, you could teach a cooking class here. Ethan, me, teach people how to burn hope and discover chocolate. Life's funny like that. One day you're crying over smoke alarms, the next you're the town's flavor of the month. Outside, the autumn leaves swirl in street-light glow. Inside, laughter mingles with the hum of espresso machines. In small-town America, stories spread faster than Wi-Fi, especially when they smell this good. Ethan's accidental creation is already trending on the local Facebook page under the headline, Man Burns Dinner, Invents Happiness. Lila's cafe chalkboard now features Ethan's Smoky Soul sandwich. Calvin proudly wearing a t-shirt, official taste tester. Janine teaching kids to bake, quoting Ethan's motto, don't fear the fail. Ethan hosting a small cooking demo, smiling at the absurdity of it all. It's funny, sometimes the universe doesn't hand us what we want. It hands us a kitchen fire, a mess, and the chance to laugh our way to something better. He carries a takeout box from Lila's cafe, his own dish, renamed The Mistake That Worked. Leaves crunch beneath his boots. He looks up at the sky, exhales, smiling softly. In a world obsessed with perfection, maybe the real recipe for happiness is just showing up, messing up, and seasoning it with laughter. Sometimes life burns your plans, just to bring out new flavor.
Like and subscribe if you want daily dose of happiness and motivation.